in this season of difference, we're talking about making small change in your everyday life that really compounds and change your life forever. And in part one of this series, we were talking about the habits that your future self would select. In part two, we talked about 10xing your self concept. And today in part three, and which will probably be the last part as well in this series, we're talking about your main character energy, the future self habits that you are embodying, and how important it is with your energy when it comes to changing and creating compounding habits in your life. Why does some change last and some don't? So sometimes we do have a lot of inspiration, motivation to change our lives and create new habits, and we start with these habits, and then we start with it with a new season, for instance, and then it doesn't last so long, or we feel that we are losing the motivation, the inspiration. Why did we start with this from the beginning? Sometimes it feels as if we don't have the time and space to bring it into our life. So the reason why your habits don't stick is none of those reasons I just mentioned. We believe that we lose the motivation, or we believe that we maybe weren't that motivated in the beginning, or we don't have the time, or there's something else that makes us not stick to these habits. Actually, what it means is that we haven't had the energy behind the habit from the beginning, and that's why we are not holding on to this change. So change, we need to have a change and shift movement within our energy in order for us to also make a real change that actually changes your life forever. So we can usually, or the biggest problem that I see here is that we see things as a task. It's just a task. It's just a new habit that we're going to start with. We're going to stack it here and there. And so also we usually have a couple of habits which we want to change, right? So we start to see all these different tasks, and they all do look very different from each other. They are separate from each other. Maybe you have your future self is just I want to quit caffeine. I feel that I really want to quit caffeine. So I have that as a goal. And then you're feeling that my future self also do want to have this a lean, healthy Pilates body. Okay, great. Then this is the Pilates body and the health goals that I have. And we see it very separate from each other. Maybe we have some goals when it comes to our career or relationships, and then we add on to, okay, in this area as well. And we sooner or later start to feel that we get very busy, and it starts to get more and more difficult to actually make the change that we want. What changed my life, and when I really started to make, these bigger changes within my habits, was when I understood the energy behind it. So the energy behind it and how you make your change to actually stick is just that. Your Pilates body is very little about the physical performance or how it looks actually. Usually it is that you maybe want to have more strength within your body, you want to feel strong, or you maybe want to feel calmer, or there is some energy behind it. The same for caffeine, for instance. Maybe it is so that you feel quite nervous when you're drinking caffeine, or you feel that you get this kind of pressured energy and you don't want that. When you start to look at your energy, you start to also see that how the different goals actually are after the same or a very similar energy. And then we can start to kind of combine the different tasks or the different habits which we are changing. Secondly, to make change shift, we need to look to how can we enter our next chapter. What is it that I want to upgrade in my life? It's so much more easier to have a look at what is it that I actually want to shift in my life at this moment. Claiming that shift and claiming that upgrade is so important when it comes to changing your habits. Because if you're once again just seeing it as tasks or seeing it as, okay, I gotta just add this onto my already busy days, right? You will not feel that you're able to stick to it, because it doesn't have the energy behind it. But when you're really claiming that you are in for the change and you're actually in a season of change and you are up for it, you're up for leveling up, you're up for seeing change in your life, you're up for becoming more and more of your future self, kind of, then you have the energy behind it once again. So if you are interested in also claiming that era of yours, I do also have a coaching program. It's a 3-week coaching program called Shift and Show Up. And this is really a coaching container that is meant for calibrating you into your next level self. So go and check it out that if you also want to do it together with me. Okay, so how do you embody your future self energy within these habits, aka your main character energy? So first, I want you to state 5 to 7 habits in which you want to remove. Okay, what is that? Is there some certain self-talk, or do you want to remove a habit of waking up late, or do you want to remove a habit of eating too much snacks? What is it that you want to remove from your habits? Then I want you to state 5 to 7 habits to invite. What is it that your future self want to become more of? Is it once again something with your self-concept, your self-image? Is it something in regards to how you move through life, walk through life? Can it be that you want to have a different evening routine? What is it for you that you want to invite into your life? After that, I want you to feel and understand deeply what's the energetic representation behind those habits. So your future self might have stopped the habit of feeling pressured or pressuring herself at work or bringing work from home. Okay, what's the energy behind that? Is it that she is feeling self-validated? She's validating herself? Is it that she feels a deeper level of self-trust? Your future self might have the habit of prioritizing what's the most important for her in the morning. What's the energy behind that? Maybe it's the energy of like non-urgency, right? It's the energy of really seeing yourself as high value and seeing yourself as very important. So you do prioritize what's most important for you. So what is it that the energy is behind it? Can you see both from the habits in which you remove and the habits in which you invite? And when you start to like connect the dots or see the dots, you can actually many times see that, okay, it is actually a pressured energy that I want to release. In all the different habits I have this underlying energy and feeling of pressure. Okay, it's pressure I need to work with. And in all these habits that I want to invite, I want to do legs up wall or whatever, it's release, it's letting go, or it's inviting, or it's accepting, right? So this helps you a lot in regards to not feeling that you're only living a life which you're just having tasks all the time and just stacking everything on top of each other, but also to actually understand how you can work with vibration in a different way and how you can start to embodying the life that you desire. So this is what you're going to do today, and this is also your main character energy going forward through this season, right? Because the energy that you see within these habits that you're going to address and which you're going to embody, that is the energy of your main character energy. So in the end, you can even do it very simple for you, that you just write like one liner, one sentence, what's your future self and your main character energy about in this season. So maybe you understood that, okay, many of the habits that I had was in regards to like slowing down, resting more, being open to flow. Maybe that is actually the energy of sacred living, having inner power, right? Having more rest, feeling more release, feeling more like you are accepting or you're rejuvenating, right? So sacred living might be kind of the main energy which you want to tap into. That makes it so much easier for you to actually take yourself to the next level and actually step into the next chapter of your life. It makes it so much easier because then you know every single habit that I'm changing, everything that I'm doing in my life, I'm going to do it accordingly to what I feel is sacred living, according what I feel is slowing down, being intentional, being here and now in the presence, right? What habit are you changing? Let me know also in the description. I talk to you next time. Bye.